Okay, so quick explanation of trying to do queen rearing by a system known as Demaree. The advantage is it all stays in one set of boxes. You don't have separate starter colonies, finisher colonies. You're not messing around with a lot of different boxes. So you're using one colony to do the whole process. Ideally, you want a nice big strong colony. So if it happens to be a colony with double brood, excellent, it makes your job easier. And if you've got a couple of supers on it, even better. If you have one super on, you're going to have to have another super on standby. These boxes are empty, we're just simulating this, so there aren't any bees in it. So first thing you need to do really is find your queen. And the object of what you're trying to do here is you're trying to put all the young brood in the top box, all the older brood and the queen in the bottom box, then put a degree of separation between it, so the top half thinks it's queenless, and the top half will start raising queen cells from a colony that you really like. So this colony's got the traits you like. So I'm not too bothered about the supers, we'll have those off. I don't know where the queen is. If I don't know where the queen is, I'll probably start in the bottom box, but I'm going to put a queen excluder in the way, so if she's in here, she doesn't end up in the supers. Great. So I go through the bottom box, checking what state it's in, checking whether it's got any queen cells already, because you want to try and pick a time in May time when they're getting towards a point where they might think of having a pop at swarming themselves, because that's the perfect time for them to raise queens. Good forage, good nectar, good pollen, warm weather, all the things that they would like, so naturally May time. So I go through, oh wow, found the queen. By the way, these are plastic frames which I don't really use, but that's just what got to hand. In here somewhere, I have a queen cage, and I don't have to, but I might pop my queen in the queen cage for safety, just temporarily, and pop her in my pocket while I'm messing around. I go through the rest of the box, and I find there's no queen cells in this box. Great. But there is a whole load of young brood. So unsealed brood, eggs and larvae. And I'm going to move all that straight across into what will be the upper brood box. And any frames in this box that have got sealed brood in it, I'm going to move down to this lower box. Once I've messed around and done all that, young brood in the top, open larvae in the top, sealed in the bottom, I'm ready. And I would just release the queen back into the lower box again. So she's in there. Now I'm going to set up the stack, which is queen excluder over this box. Queen's in there for the moment, so I'm just going to put her, queen's in there. I'm just going to put that safely out of the way for the moment. Two supers on top, and a second queen excluder, and you're just putting a lot of separation. That's why it needs two supers for separation. And then this box full of larvae and eggs in the top box, and close it. What's going to happen now is all the nurse bees are going to move up to the top box to look after the brood. We're going to let this get to about 4 days through, and we're going to go through and we're going to check for queen cells. Any queen cells that are already sealed, providing there are open ones, will knock down the sealed ones and leave the open ones. The sealed ones can be made on older larvae, so they might not be as good a queens. We'll decide how many queen cells we're going to keep, say 3 or 4, and then we'll let this run on until about day 12. We'll have marked the queen cells with a pin on the frames to know roughly where they are. On day 12, we'll take the contents of this box and we'll split it into, say, 3 nuke boxes. Each one of those will now be mating nukes. They should hopefully raise queens, and we'll have raised, say, 3 or 4 new queens from this colony. Once we've done all that, we can reunite anything that's left back into this colony and let this colony tick on as normal. And that's roughly how you do a Demaree split to raise new queens. So first stage, separate the queen into the bottom, the young brood into the top, let it start raising queens, and then the last stage, split the top box with a queen cell each and some honey and some bees into 3 eggs, and that's it. Hopefully you end up with good queens from a colony that you liked. Cheers.